I'd like to open the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for this evening. I'd like to announce that this meeting is being televised live on local cable channel 8 and 1072 HD. If we could all rise to the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Does anyone have a public comment regarding anything not related to any agenda items tonight? If so, please check in with Mary Ann, 2 to my left. And you can have 3 minutes to make your comment. Anyone in the audience have anything? Seeing none? Thank you. Next, I want to make certain that I always reach out for public comment. If for some reason I miss it or I forget, I'm only human, raise your hand, and I will make sure that you are heard. Just make sure that we're not being repetitive, but we certainly want to hear from anybody that chooses to give input on any application. Next, sitting tonight will be our 4 regular members with Charlie. Mike will be sitting, presumably the next meeting, but certainly we can get Mike involved in reading some documents, et cetera, at this meeting. So that being said, Charlie, would you read the first continued hearing, please?
I shall. Okay, for the meeting of September 10th, 2025, continued hearings. 25 Mohanasnet Road. Close enough. Owners David J. and Diane C. Bazarian. Trustees request a special permit under 174.17 and 174.17.1 of the zoning bylaws to raise a 3-bedroom pre-existing non-conforming dwelling and replace it with a new 3-bedroom dwelling on the existing foundation on property located in the R3 and Papaneset overlay districts, map 123, parcel 107, Mashpee, Mass., continued from July 23, 2023 hearings at the request of the applicant.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. Attorney Christopher Corain, representing David and Diane Bazarian, who are with me today along with their development team. As the board may recall, this project was brought before this board on July 23rd. I was not representing them at the time, but I was at the meeting, so I have a little bit of familiarity. And so this is basically a raise and replace that was keeping the same foundation. Other than that, there's also a covered porch which is being proposed as part of this project. So the house is non-conforming in one aspect, and that is that it's only 13 feet off of that side yard. So again, basically what's going on is it's going on, being knocked down, going on the same footprint. And at the last meeting, as I call as a witness, or viewing it, was that there was a concern from the board and David that there was not a dimension on this side, and it looked like it may have been within 15 feet, which could have required a variance. So they went back to the plan, changed the covered porch. The covered porch is now 15.4 feet off the property line, so it conforms to all of your current minimum dimensional requirements, which for the side yard is 15 feet, and from the front yard, because of the Papaneset overlay district, is 25 feet. Otherwise, there are no new nonconformities being created. The existing setback of 13 feet is not being intensified, it's not changing. There's going to be an IA system retrofit as proposed for this project. The lot coverage overall is currently 8.4%. It's going up to 9.9%. There's a small area of the lot that's impacted by the flood zone, but the property is not in the flood zone. So there's no requirement that it be flood zone compliant or anything like that. It was approved by the Conservation Commission. It's more than 50 feet from that flood zone, so we don't need any relief under 174.33. I know that there was some reservations raised by David about the foundation, but again, that's really a building department issue. My clients were at the meeting, they heard what the board's concerns are, and David's concerns, and they'll deal with that at the building permit stage. I really don't think it's, we need to belabor that tonight. I think really what the issue was from a zoning perspective was making sure that that distance to the covered porch would not require a variance, which we're now showing as 15.4, which meets your requirement.
Just for clarity, I think the porch is 15.5.
15.5, I'm sorry.
It's 15.4, the nearest part of the building, so you're at 15.5, which is,
Still conforming, so we're okay. And again, along with the IA retrofit, basically staying within the footprint, well under the required lot coverage. The new house will certainly be building code compliant. We think that, it's not going to be a substantial detriment to the neighborhood. We're not creating any new nonconformities. It's residential, so 2 parking spaces, sufficient parking. I took some pictures of the neighborhood that I provided with my narrative. I think this will certainly be consistent with the area. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions this board may have.
so I'd like should we read letters back into the record? We've already done it, so, Charlie, letters read into the record, please?
I don't have anything for this meeting. We had letters from before, didn't we?
I mean, we read them last time, but we should probably read them again? Does that make sense or not?
Do you have them?
I think we read everything into the record the last time, the
Yeah.
letters. I don't have
How
it
does the
in
board
the,
feel about that? We all right if we've already read them?
We already read it.
I think we did.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot. Did we read all the records into the, letters into the record? Yes. Okay. So if we've already read all the letters into the record, I think I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, this board gets
All right.
the letter from the health department, the letter from conservation.
Why don't we put it in a better way?
Okay.
Are there any new letters that we have not read into the record since the last time? Since the last public hearing? The extended public hearing?
Get revisions from the Conservation Commission. Is that what you're talking about? You're talking
Well,
about other letters or?
Anything, I guess. So there were some revisions that were done with the Conservation Commission? Are those revisions on this plan?
Yeah.
Let me read the conservation and then
Yeah, that would
we can
probably
pick
make
it apart, okay?
He's got a comment.
All right, why don't we read Conservation Board?
All right. 25 Monhanasset Road, owners David J. and Diane C. Bazarian. Trustees request a special permit under 17417, 17417.1 of the zoning bylaws to raise a 3-bedroom pre-existing non-conforming dwelling and replace it with a new 3-bedroom dwelling on the existing foundation on property located in the R3 and Papaneset Overlay Districts, map 123, parcel 107, Mashpee, Mass. Continued from July 23rd. The Conservation Commission issued an order of conditions approving this project at their June 12, 2025 public hearing. That's all we have from Conservation. Board of Health, for the same location. Board of Health, raise and replace will trigger the IA 1000 regulation requiring nitrogen removal to be added to the septic, house to remain 3-bedroom. That's all we have from Board of Health. I don't have any other new letters from abutters or anybody else.
Something that is a pet peeve of mine, when you see a revision on a plan, and I'm not going to hold up the discussion for this, if you see a revision 1, August 20, 2025, what did he revise? It's a secret.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what he revised.
But I'm just saying, it should be on the plan. It should say revision date and what was revised.
Right. It would have been the zoning table and the 15.5.
That would be,
Yeah, understood.
We keep that a secret.
I know.
That's stupid. But anyway, all right. So that being said, David, you have any input in this?
No, it's zoning, they fixed everything for zoning, but I do want to reserve my concerns about the foundation and, they're keeping the first deck, which I wasn't aware of at the last meeting, but I just want to reserve my concerns, so it's that, and,
Yeah, understood, and they're,
but it's zoning, and I have no zoning issues, Mr. Chair.
Great. So I just want to say one last time, and it's out of our lane, in my opinion. I think the applicant is making a mistake in that, but you know what? It's out of our lane, in my opinion. That's something he'll have to deal with, the applicant and Mr. Morris. So I think it's important that you're aware of that.
no, I think they're clear where, and, they're paying the professionals to put their stamps
There you go.
on them, so.
I'm going to go to the audience at this point. Anyone in the audience
I have
want?
one more.
I was gonna- All right, go ahead.
Regarding what Board of Health said, regulation requiring nitrogen removal be added to the septic. That's all said, is it?
That, there is going to be an
A
IA.
sledgehammer system.
Yeah, if you look at the note, there's going to be a sledgehammer IA upgrade to retrofit to the
It's an IA
existing
system
system.
already.
So that
So
is
it's
being-
covered.
Yeah, I would have thought, when he said that, meaning the Board of Health agent, I would have hoped that he said something like, it has an IA system.
Yeah.
Because the sledgehammer system was a questionable IA system for a while.
Oh.
Then I think it became an approved IA system.
Right.
And I don't think they'd be showing a sledgehammer unless it was an IA system. But I wish his letter was a little different, but I think we're okay with it because it is, in my opinion, an approved IA system. On Wilson Grove, 2 or 3 of the applications we've seen have been sledgehammer systems and required an IA system.
And my
If
guess
you read
is,
between the lines, I think we're fine.
yeah, my guess is that, Board of Health still has to, they gotta put their stamp on this thing too.
What we may want to do is make it contingent upon satisfaction of the Board of Health statement. If there were an,
We always do that.
if there were a motion made, just make sure that that's dealt with, please, Charlie?
But again, it is shown on the plan as.
Yeah, I think it's been dealt with, but
Yep. Wait a second, let me just get my...
I'm going to go to the audience and come back to the board, right?
Okay.
Anyone in the audience having to say about this application? Okay, board members again.
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
Everybody good? I'm good. So Charlie, you understand that you should, including but not limited to Board of Health comments, need to be
Right.
dealt with?
Yep.
Can I get a close of the public hearing, please?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a
Second.
second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a issuance of
A motion?
motion in
Yes,
reference to the
have it.
application?
Motions are already prepared for us to kind of revise them to make sure that they fit what we'll discuss.
That was a
So this
secret,
is the
see?
motion right here. Yeah.
And
Mary Ann takes care of all of the hard stuff.
It was just,
And
Charlie
we
was so good.
might want to mention to him, if there's anything that's not in there, we add it in.
Yeah. So we're starting off in a great position, thanks to Mary Ann, and we work it to get it hopefully in the correct position at the end. Okay, to make a motion relative to 25-1 Hannasset Road, owners David J. and Diane C. Bazarian. Trustees request a special permit under 174-17 and 174-17.1 of the zoning bylaws to raise a 3-bedroom pre-existing non-conforming dwelling and replace it with a new 3-bedroom dwelling on the existing foundation on property located in the R3 and Papaneset overlay districts, map 123, parcel 107, Mashpee, Mass, with the following conditions. Motion. Number 1. The board has determined that the applicant meets all the conditions of a special permit under Mass General Laws 40A, Section 9. Number 2, plot plan. Proposed site plan, 25 Monahanset Road, Mashpee, Mass., prepared for Diane Bazarian, prepared by J.C. Engineering, Inc., date May 28, 2025, revised August 20, 2025, stamped and signed by John Churchill, registered land surveyor number 48066, and civil engineer number 41807. Number 3, building plans, prepared for 25 Monahanset Road, Mashpee, Mass., prepared by Vision Design and Construction, date August 28, 2025, A-1.1, title sheet, A-1.2, elevation drawings, A-1.3, basement plans, A-1.4, first floor plan, A-1.5, second floor plan. Number 4, conditioned on all department comments read into the record, including but not limited to the Board of Health and Conservation Department comments previously discussed. Number 5, any changes to the plans will require the applicant to return to this board. Number 6, condition that the applicant seek and obtain the building department review in reference to the tree bylaw, Chapter 175 of the town bylaws prior to the application of a building permit. Number 7, board finds under 174-17, 174-17.1 that the proposed project as submitted is not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing conditions prior to removal of the existing structure, and that there is adequate land area on the subject lot to provide sufficient parking, and there are no new nonconformities being created.
Second.
Is it?
I'm sorry, I was looking at the plan, and I shouldn't have been. You did include the Board of Health issue, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very good.
I saw something, but it's fine. All right. Yeah, no, I will. No problem.
Send it.
Sometimes I feel like it's been one last second.
I will.
Yeah.
Well, I cleared out the crowd, didn't it?
Yeah. We cleared out the room?
What? 6 people?
No, I guess not.
I'm gonna sign one of the small ones.
6 out of 8.
Three left. Any more stuff?
No, I think we got it all.
Yeah.
No more plans down there, right? Okay, send it.
So there's more?
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
grab the
stop
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, and we can give it back to John.
I'll send it. One more.
Trash. Okay, so, Michael, would you like to read the next continued hearing into the record?
sure. 55 Redwood Circle, owners Edward D. and Rudite E. Pilpel, written a request finding under section 174-17 of the zoning bylaws to allow for an addition on the right front side of a pre-existing non-conforming structure and reconfiguration of an existing deck on property located in R5 zoning district, map 27, parcel 97, Mashpee, Mass. Continued from July 23rd, 2025, at the request of the attorney.
Good evening again, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Attorney Christopher Corain for the applicants. I dropped the ball a little bit, but if I read the comments from Conservation, that's been continued to October 9th. So I know the board's preference not to hear these projects until they get through Conservation. I just forgot to put a letter into Mary Ann, so I'm doing it here tonight in person. So we'd need a continuance till the next date.
David, do you have something to say?
Yeah, I'd like to say something before you accept the withdrawal.
No, continuance.
The continuance, I noticed on the frontage, the porch is at 36.8 to the stairs. The stairs, as you know.
Oh, there's another distance that shows it to, the right distance.
They have it correct then. It's 36.8 to the porch, right?
It's to the end of the stairs.
I'll have them double check.
Well, my concern is, that's where they're putting the addition, they're removing the you get 4 feet for external for a required means of egress.
Right.
You get 4 feet. So this house, to me, it looks like it's in compliance for the frontage, and
For the front yard
the
setback.
addition's gonna make it at this 36.8 feet, so I think they're creating a new one.
All right, I'll have them double check that, because, all right, I'll double check that.
So you're asking for an extension with that knowledge that you may need to deal with that before?
Correct.
Instead of just coming back and being told about that then?
Correct, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
So-
So you're hereby asking for an extension until?
I think our next meeting's October 8th, but I think Conservation's on the 9th, so I don't think that's going to work, so.
Yeah.
I guess the November 3rd, I think it's the 13th,
It is November 12th.
November
All
12th.
set with it, Mary Ann?
Yep.
Someone like to make a motion that we accept an extension till November 12th?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Great, thank you.
You're gonna sign something, right?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay.
But not starting yet.
Excuse me.
Everybody have to sign this, I think.
Yep.
What is it? What date?
Today's the 10th. 9/10/25.
Nine,
10.
25.
All right.
Okay, Charlie, would you like to read 9 Mutiny Way into the record, please?
By the way, that's a wonderful name for a street. I like that. All right, new hearings, 9 Mutiny Way. Owner Scott D. Wolf requests a written finding under 174-17 of the zoning bylaws to allow for construction of a 24-foot by 28-foot attached garage to a pre-existing non-conforming structure on property located in an R3 zoning district, map 90, parcel 27, Mashpee, Mass.
Hello, I'm Scott Wolf. I didn't bring any paperwork with me. I thought I should have brought a plan, I guess. It shows on the front corner of the lot on the left side that there's a small area that's within the flood zone. The house is outside of that, or the addition, the proposed addition for the garage. And the house is in a non-conforming now. The garage is set back further than the front corner of the house that's existing. And I have 15-foot 5 on the setbacks on the left-hand side for the garage.
Okay.
You all set, sir?
Yep.
I think there's some issues.
My first
we have.
question is, what is your existing lot coverage and what is your proposed lot coverage? It's not on here.
Oh, I'm at loss, I guess.
We gotta know that.
Yeah,
Gotta
so
be
it's
on here.
10,000 square feet. The house is 1,500 square feet existing.
Well, you've got other issues here, though, so I think,
that?
and we want to certainly work with you, but
Yep.
we need to make sure we follow protocol, so
Yep.
I think we have a lot of things that we need to go through in this site plan.
Without
Okay,
question.
what,
Well, so you got lot coverage, so you want to have existing lot coverage, proposed lot coverage, existing building coverage, proposed building coverage, so you want those, right? So that's, you can always ask Mary Ann or David,
yeah,
you can call me, I could care less, I'm more than happy to help you.
yeah.
And you
You
gotta list
said,
your zoning, you gotta list the setbacks within that zone on this plan. I'm just trying to think of all the things, there's a lot of
Okay, so it's
things.
an R3, so I have to put that on that plan.
What zone is it in, what are the criteria within that zone, lot coverage, side yard, front yard, all those types of things.
Sorry, I didn't realize I had to have all that.
Yeah, I would take like a site plan that just came through this board, which is public information, and take a look at that, and everything on that site plan, just about, other than a leach field. Although,
it's gotta be leach field and septic's gotta be on
yeah,
here.
well, he's got the septic on, existing septic system. But this has to go, I mean, do we have
The
comments?
question is, how close is it to
Yeah.
the?
I mean,
A
you've
lot
got
of
some
stuff
things
missing.
here that you're gonna have to deal with.
The septic system right now is in the far back corner. Everything's over.
Right, you need distance
far
from the
right.
house.
Okay.
Do we have letters in the file from Board of Health and Conservation on this?
We
Have you seen those
uh,
letters, sir?
Basically, a
It's all
report.
seemed fairly straightforward. Nobody really objected to
Why
anything.
don't we do this?
I got,
For him, read
approval from-
What have you got from Board of Health and Conservation?
Board of Health, 9 Mutiny Way. House to remain 3-bedroom while still connected to septic. Room above garage is not considered a bedroom. So it really doesn't tell us anything.
It's a two-car garage under, kinda, and it's, the above the garage is unfinished. So I'm basically adding a two-car garage, 24 by 20.
Frankly, I'm not sure whether they mean, since the house is still connected to septic,
Town-
that that we don't look at that.
I presume town sewer is coming your direction,
Within a
so?
year and a half, I would
Yeah,
expect.
yeah, you're probably in
somewhere
phase 1B or
Phase
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll be tied in the sewer somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
But,
So in the
just-
provision of doing the garage, what I was gonna do is come out the side of the house and then, put a pipe out so that for future connection for the town
you
sewer.
want to go over that with the sewer
I already
inspector?
did, I went
Yeah.
over everything with
Yeah,
those
those
guys.
are all things I think you need to discuss with them.
Yeah, I did. and they were-
I would take the site plan, that's various site plans, I don't know if you want to go to an engineer or, and have him help you with this.
Well,
But
I can,
minimally,
I can have my surveyor, my guy that did the engineer, or the site plan for the house. 'Cause
So-
basically, you're looking for the coverage of the existing house right now, and then the lot coverage with the
well,
existing.
I'm looking for more than that. If you look at the site plan that we just did, the council just submitted to this board, and this board just approved.
Yeah.
The application, first application, which was Monahanset Road.
Yeah.
If you look at that site plan, other than the fact that it's an IA system, and it's gone in depth, because it's a Board of Health plan also, you probably use it for the Board of Health. Bottom line is most things on that plan we need. So I just don't want to be, you only need this, and have you come back and say, well, you said I only needed this, and then I find 5 other things. So you could look at our regulations, actually spell out a lot of it too, do they not? So look at our regulations.
Or the septic design.
I'm not saying we need septic design, it's on your existing plan, it looks to be out of the way in the backyard.
Yeah.
The Board of Health agent doesn't seem to be concerned about it. I'm not saying you need that.
Yeah.
But what I am saying you need is more than just lot coverage and, zoning, et cetera. There are more things in that plan you're gonna need.
Are you proposing a driveway?
Yeah, it would come.
It's gonna need a curb cut, right?
Yeah,
You're gonna have to go to
Yeah.
the,
Highway Department.
Right. You show existing paved driveway, but it's on the right-hand side, your garage is on the left-hand side, which like Jonathan just said, correctly so, your driveway now is getting moved, so you need a curb cut.
right.
and you gotta
You've
go
got
to
a process here that you've got to follow.
Catherine Laurent from the DPW.
Excuse me?
You need to go to Catherine
Yeah.
Laurent
Yes,
of the DPW.
Yeah.
Tell them what you're planning. Show them, I need a curb cut
yeah,
authorization from you.
from them.
Yeah.
All right. And I have to show a proposed new driveway.
And like I
Yeah,
said, I would
you
take
really need to
that,
have this work done.
yeah, I would take that plan, I'd go through our zoning regulations, they state the things you need.
Yeah.
Our application regulations state them, and then I'd look at a site plan that's already gone through this board
Yeah.
and use that as a baseline maybe, I don't know, but,
Right.
I'm trying to stay away from when you come back.
Yeah,
looking at
well,
you
this is my
saying-
first time ever applying
Well, I
for
get
the
it, we're
ZBA
fine,
with
and
you
I'm-
guys.
and I
I
understand
thought
you-
I was under the impression it would be fairly simple.
Well,
It's
you
a
know,
two-car
it-
garage, and I'm outside of the wetland zone.
Yeah, but you know what you're asking for, you're here for a reason, and when you come in front of the ZBA, you're here, you didn't just to give you a building permit. You came to this board for a reason, and we need to make sure that the plans are correct.
So one of the things you might want to do
Yeah,
is come into the building department when David is here, sit and make studious notes.
Sure.
Exactly what you need on this plan.
sure, all right.
So, as Ron said, you're not back and forth, back and forth.
Now, I can tell you, that doesn't preclude us, when you come back, to
Making-
look at this plan that you resubmit, and us say,
We need
you
this."
need this or this now.
Right.
Because I understand what you're trying to do, instead of going to an attorney and an engineer, I understand that's dollars and cents, but it's.
Well, the cost of construction.
Yeah, no,
these
I
days,
get it.
we're
I
trying
get-
to keep it realistic.
Totally
I'm like, I'm a
understand.
builder, this is my own home, I'm
Yeah.
trying to just, build a simple garage. I didn't realize it had to turn into something.
And I'm not saying you
this,
need
Years ago, it was pretty, I've been here for 40-some years, it was pretty realistic before now.
I'm
it's
not
getting-
saying you need to do that, I'm just saying that because you're not doing that, you're not getting that experience,
Right.
you're gonna have a lesson.
Oh,
And I don't,
great.
and I don't
Thank
wanna
you.
be part of the, I've been back 6 times.
Well, the thing
Because you
is-
may have to come back 6 times.
Well, the thing is, apparently, it's not gonna happen this year then.
Well,
It seems like it's
Are
gonna be.
you close to
put
wwedlands anywhere?
No, the
up. No, not, flood zone.
Mutiny Way is not within wetlands
Not
jurisdiction
within
according to
wetlands.
conservation.
Well, that's good.
I just don't have the 50 feet from the flood zone. It's a non-conformity right now.
What do you mean, 50 feet, what do you mean?
From the flood zone. I thought it was, at the new bylaw or something, I thought it was 50 feet.
Which is what?
Well, so that raises the following issue. You may need a variance from this board, correct?
It's a nonconformity now. I'm not going
It's a
any
different-
closer.
All right,
Well,
well,
look at
you
your
said you're
Your
within
proposed
50.
garage is stepped back 3 or 4 feet, so that means it could be closer to the resource area than the house is.
Ron,
Flood zone.
let me make a statement.
It's in the
here.
front?
Front, it's out front. It's a very small
Go ahead.
portion on the front. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So where is the flood zone?
Right here.
It shows it on,
It's in the front, see it
See,
right
it's in
here?
the plan, on the plan.
Got it.
the house and garage is outside of that flood zone.
So stop right there. Are you
So, but the
saying,
question is, where is it, how far does it protrude onto your property?
It's,
wait, I
that
can
is
help.
a certified.
I think I can help.
But
I think I can help. It is my opinion that you are getting closer to the flood zone by building this garage. If you look at the flood zone, which is elevation 10, if you take that garage, the distance to the flood zone as compared to the house, your garage is being built closer to the flood zone, which means you're making it more non-conforming, which means you're getting closer to the flood zone. Technically, you'd have to come to this board.
Not only that, this affects,
I'm
I
further
correct?
back.
He's at the board, yeah. He's
No,
at
but
the
for a
board.
variance,
No,
And it-
not for a variance, no.
what would he need if he's, let's say right now to the flood zone, let's say he's 30 feet to the house, and now the building of the garage is gonna put him 20 feet to the wetlands, to the flood zone. What would he need?
A finding.
So then he's gonna need a finding.
No.
My point is,
it also,
The house runs parallel to that zone. It looks like it's further, I set the house.
well, the reason why I
set the
questioned that,
garage
David,
back
was,
further from the house.
I didn't wanna get into it, I don't wanna make it worse than it is, but anyway.
He already has that nonconformity.
It's
Right,
non-conforming.
right, so he's gonna have to have a written finding that it's not more detrimental, right?
Right.
My point is this, the application he has in front of the board right now doesn't include a written finding for a wetland setback.
and it also brings into play,
I mean,
it also brings into play the percent lot coverage.
correct, yes.
Yeah, so,
That's gotta be
yeah.
on there.
So, yeah, we do have to,
Yeah.
does that mean he has to refile, Mary Ann?
I think so.
I think so because of the advertisement. You gotta advertise for
I
written finding
believe
now.
he has to refile.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to make an appointment with these guys.
See, here's the thing, we wanna make sure you're as squeaky clean as you can be the next time you come in so that we can be productive. And so that's why we're trying to bring these things up to you now.
Yeah, this is all new.
And
See,
I have some more to add even.
See, I was just under the impression that I wasn't any more non-conforming than what it was pre-existing. You're bringing it up and saying I am.
Well, if you want, I can show you how your garage is closer to that flood zone.
I would like to see it.
Yeah, let me show you something.
Let's
Come on
get
up
this
here.
dotted line
Come on
here.
up here. So watch this. Can I write on this plan?
You are
Yeah,
right.
go.
So from here to there is compared to there to there. Which is closer? That or that? Oh, yeah, I do have a ruler.
This is
No, I have a ruler.
this is
I come prepared.
No, look at
Watch
this.
this.
You know, we're talking.
There you go.
It affects the
See
percent.
that?
Very good, very good.
So measure from there to there.
R3, what is the front?
If that one's closer than the other one, you need a written finding.
30 probably.
30 or 40?
Yep.
Is it closer?
It's by 6.
I'd have to look, I don't have it.
No, 'cause that's just,
I guess it
I didn't
depends
know if the
upon where
norm.
we are.
Yeah, it's just something that I just.
Yeah, no, all we're trying to do is to
We're
do
trying
everything
to
we
make
can.
your life
It's a
actually
one-stop, you know.
Right.
But you,
Well, so, okay, so I guess this would be the question. Is this a possible garage? Other than that, I'm just gonna say I'm done.
I'm not
You
against,
know, because like, if I'm gonna go through all this, try to build the garage, I'm like, this is,
as one member, I can only speak for myself, I see no issues that I would deny your application, but I will caveat that by saying, I don't have all the knowledge.
right,
The
Right.
problem with making that statement is, we don't have enough information.
Yeah.
Go.
fair enough, that's fair enough.
But on the
If I don't
surface-
have the proper information.
On the
I'll get
surface,
it.
I'm okay with it. On the surface, I'm totally fine with it. The
Yeah.
fact that you're 6 feet, let's say you're closer,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that too.
Right.
I'm just telling you that when you bring all this information back and we look at it, it may, at that point, I might say, now I'm against it.
So when you asked for the driveway to be laid out on there as well, so looking at that, so as I lay out the driveway, do I want to be further away from, so now I have to, want to come in on the middle of the lot, so that could be a question on where the driveway enters to stay away from that flood zone. You know what I mean? Is that going to be an issue?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
You can go straight out.
Okay.
You go straight out.
I would spend a couple of minutes
Yeah,
with
no,
that
that's
gentleman
fair
right
enough.
there, if he
Yep.
has the time. I'm sure
Yep.
and he'll take this time for you. I'd spend a little time with Mary Ann, and then I'd look at some of the applications before.
Sure.
And hopefully you're gonna gain enough knowledge.
Sure.
That you're gonna be able to make this plan presentable to this board, that you can make a decision.
Well, can I say something
Sure.
right before we close that? I mean, I love the design. I love the garage. It's very doable. So I would say
water
that,
coming off.
I wouldn't worry, I wouldn't abort this mission, you know what I mean? This is very good.
something to
I
talk
think
about.
that there is another potential zoning problem, because I want to say two things. You got two means of egress on this building, which is beautiful. You can set this up as a single apartment in a future date. But the means of egress is this, the one door has a deck going into the setback, which is a nonconformity. So you're creating a nonconformity there. So that wouldn't be allowed under this,
If I take that off.
yeah, you probably have to. You can't put that in.
I could put a doorway
Unless,
in.
if you convert it into an ADU in a later date, you're allowed to put that egress in, because it's required. Okay?
Take
So-
it off now.
Take it
and
off now.
Down the road if I
Yeah,
want.
if you're gonna change that.
Right.
All right, so you're gonna need to do that. The other thing I wanted to mention is the retaining walls. It's, those need to be engineered, they have to be stamped and, signed off by an engineer. It's a lot of weight. It's no problem with it, but they're gonna
I
have to be
built,
designed.
those retaining walls that I have there myself.
Yeah,
Stone
but these-
retaining
these-
walls, and
yeah.
They've been there over 20 years.
Yeah, but they're over 4 feet. They need to
No, I
be,
kept them within, no, 3, yeah, go ahead.
they are,
Oh, yeah.
you know, what I mean, but I love the design, and this is very doable.
Yeah. All right, I wasn't planning on having any of the retaining walls. I was gonna have them set back, and I don't like a wall over 30 inches, so that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, but they're very deep. They're holding back a lot of land. That's what the engineers.
Yeah, I was
You know
just
what I mean?
sloping it off to the side.
I would require a stamp plan for them, that's all.
Okay, all right.
Another thing you want to be careful of, one of the pet peeves certainly of myself and this board is, when you put a driveway in there, and you're gonna pitch that driveway from the garage floor to the road, I presume, you're now taking the water that falls on that driveway and putting it onto the road, taking it off your property, which is a no-no.
Well, what I was trying to do is obviously, I don't want water running all the way down, but what I was trying to do is where my existing driveway is over here, like right here, so that comes in straight, so I was gonna come up here, uphill. Right now, this is all vegetation and so forth, I was just gonna let the water, come into here and contain it into the property.
As long as a statement can be made to this board that you're not taking whatever water is going right here to here. You see what I'm saying? You cannot, most plans that come in front of this board would have an area well, maybe 2 or 3 area wells, taking your roof drainage and taking your driveway drainage and putting it into the ground. And so if you're not hiring an engineer, you probably can't design that drainage.
I could, yeah, so.
I mean, I'm just saying, there's some,
Takes
you know.
calculations.
Oh my God, you blowed my mind.
Yeah,
How
it's-
far you
It's a
want
lot of
to have
work.
the- Huh?
It's a lot of work. It is.
I've done this forever. It's like, you got one drywall that I have to worry about right now, that the water that's coming off of the building. Right now, everything's falling off of that and running right down now. So if I take here and I'm just taking off that, one side with the drywall off to the side, why can't I do that?
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a-
And if I make that driveway gravel and just allow it to, and not pave it.
Is this all natural naturals right now, treed, and what's
There's-
there right
there's-
now?
There's 2 trees right here. There's a tree here that's ready to fall on my neighbor's house. And there's 3 trees here, or 3 trees right up here that I'll have, the other trees down.
What I'm
there.
saying to you is, this area right here, if you
grass.
did a drainage calculation, a study, a drain,
no,
I'm just saying, if you were to, and then you put a driveway in, the velocity would be substantially increased because you're taking natural area and changing it.
I was just trying to keep this in layman's term. I was trying to do it in a reasonable expense and not overshoot with engineers and engineer this. I get it with the retaining wall. I could come off of the foundation with retaining wall and rebar and take care of that.
Yeah, I just
any
want to
concern
understand, yeah.
and be done with that. But as far as like over in here, to have to go back, I could have this guy calculate whatever drainage I would need, but I don't want to turn it into a $20,000 drainage deal. You know what I mean, for a driveway and a drywall, where I'm just trying to come off of a roof and.
But you gotta understand, this board's job is not to look at dollars and cents as to what
Oh,
needs
I
to be.
understand, but
We
I'm
need to
not-
look at it.
I'm not trying to dump an entire, you know, we're talking a small driveway that
Yeah.
I'm going uphill with rather than downhill. Because that's,
Yeah.
I don't want it to go downhill and hook around. the
Just
corner.
trying to report to you the issues that we brought up when and if you come back and you show a driveway without any drainage, dealing with any water off that driveway, it's gonna be an issue.
So if I did you know, are you worrying about the runoff from the building itself?
So I'm worried about capturing the water from that impervious roof, right? So you're gonna have downspouts coming down, it's gonna point low.
One downspout on the left-hand side.
So that's
yeah.
gonna take the whole roof, it's gonna put it at a certain spot, and then whatever water's coming off your driveway. So those areas, you don't have to worry about the existing house, that's existing drainage, right? I'm not trying to change your existing house.
We don't, Mashpee doesn't have gutter bylaw, no, so.
What bylaw?
That house never had gutters
You
and still
have to have
doesn't.
it in dry wells,
Huh?
yeah. You gotta contain the runoff from the roof. You gotta
Yeah.
contain it
Yeah.
on the property, so you gotta make calculations.
So if I do calculations for the roof runoff and then just put a drywall off to the side for the roof and
As long as they handle it, say, I think we've been requiring a 10-year storm, as long as it meets a 10-year storm criteria,
Okay,
if you do them, I can review them.
okay, okay. And is there anything else that you're seeing besides the egress on the side?
No. No, I made the 2 points.
Okay.
I think it's important that if you choose to come back with these changes, just be aware that we're gonna look
Yep.
at it and we could say, oh, what about? I
Right.
mean, it could happen.
Right.
So, I mean, that happens even with an engineer that's been doing this for years in front of this board, we've said, oh, what about? I don't like this.
You know, I just watched like so many people, like the tree thing was something that blew my mind away as well. Going in front of that and trying to anticipate and, you know, being, have to look at a mature tree and not realize that the tree that you're planting is gonna have a maturity level at a certain diameter. Whereas your planting has to become so extreme that it just kind of starts blowing my mind. It's like, listen, we gotta have some, I understand the principle of it for larger lots, and I think it's a great idea. But when you get into smaller lots, you really have to take you know, pedal backwards. You know, especially in the case of these small lots, like you're just trying to do, you know, small things, you know?
The trouble is, there's a lot of small lots, and once you start to add all those small lots up, it makes it a big lot.
I understand, but, you know, with the setbacks on 40 at 40,
Yeah.
and, you know, anyways.
I think at this time, you might wanna request a continuance from the board.
Yeah, I got a continuance, and.
You can either withdraw or you can accept.
Well, continuance at this point, I'll
right,
see.
so
I'll
that's
go
gonna
to
be
the
in
next level.
November,
I'll see if
right?
I can.
It's gotta be re-advertised, right?
Yeah. Gonna have to
Well, what would that
re-advertise.
look like? What are the dates? It'd have to be re-advertised, so.
Mary Ann, I have a
Would it be
question.
past October?
Is he better withdrawing because it has to be re-advertised and then just start the process over?
No, I could probably.
All right,
add-
it's up to you, it's up to you. All right. So you're asking for a continuance until November
12.
12th? Are you gonna be able to advertise correctly between now and then?
So it's
You're asking for
November and not October. October's already passed, I see. Okay.
So you're asking for a continuance until November 12th, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
And
All right.
Can I meet you sometime and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
talk?
call the office.
Yeah. in
Do you have
the
something for him
morning,
to sign now,
like,
Mary Ann?
Yeah, you gotta sign a
Before you
form.
leave, sir, you have
Yeah,
something to
yeah.
sign for her.
'Cause I usually.
Papers?
I've been talking
Yeah.
to Dave. Just to try to get my head around it. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate the education as
luck.
well. You know, it's just like, you know,
Don't feel bad, I mean, like I said, there are people that, there are engineers that have come here for years that get denied because they didn't finish the site plan correctly, or it's in, or we weren't happy with it, so,
I understand that we want to make sure that we dot our, i's and cross our t's.
Yep.
We have to.
I appreciate that, but, this is new to me, so I apologize for that.
no need for an apology.
You got it. Anywhere you want to put it, Jack. Yeah, sure. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Easy enough.
Okay, Mike, would you like to read 45 Nahoden Road into the record, please?
Of course. 45 Nahoan Road. Owner Richard H. Gorbity requests a written finding under Section 174-17 of the zoning bylaws to allow for construction of a front entry addition in place of an existing deck, a living room addition in place of a rear deck, and a bathroom addition in the primary bedroom on property located in R3 zoning district, map 125, parcel 116, Mashpee, Mass.
Okay.
Good evening. Jeff Bright of Synergy Home Improvements in representation of Mr. and Mrs. Gorbity at 45 Nahoyden Road. As you probably see, and the aforementioned reading, we are looking for relief from the 174-17 for the pre-existing non-conforming front setback, in particular for the front bump-out addition. The proposed work is essentially a build straight up off that front existing deck for the purpose of providing a more usable front egress. You may see also in the application, this was approved once in 2018. At the time, the homeowners were using the property as a summer home. It has now become their permanent home. And just days ago, actually, Richard underwent a knee replacement. This is somewhat of a arduous location right at the front door, as the bottom of the stairs, where the stairs upstairs is a raised ranch style home. It's very tight, very arduous, and actually, overall, the main level of the home is quite arduous as well, actually, as far as space goes. So, we're looking for relief for that pre-existing non-conforming setback. I also have been in communication with Drew at Conservation, because the property is in a floodplain, although it was his delineation in a phone call just yesterday, actually, that his requirement is an RDA only. I realize that it's the board's preference to have that already done. I actually was informed that it could, applications could run concurrently. I'm not sure what the board feels about that.
Who informed you of that?
Drew? He had mentioned that he would speak to building, and that, at least verbally, that he would advise the board that you shouldn't have any need to rule based on that RDA, and that it seemed pretty straightforward. In fact, I'm not even sure that an RDA was filed the last time. Of course, that was 6 years ago, and 6 years.
Has the RDA been filed?
No, I asked him if and I probably should have asked building, but he said no. He said the next hearing was on October 9th, and I had a couple of weeks to get that in. He's told me that so long as he was informed that I was intent on filing it, that, it would be fine on his end. If you have a different position, I understand, of course.
It's in his comment.
Well, I have some questions, but let's keep the process moving. So, letters, please?
Well, we've got Board of Health and Conservation. Let's go to the Board of Health first. The proposed additions do not have a foundation, therefore no septic setbacks are infringed upon, so no septic inspection is required. Floor plans do not indicate any additional bedrooms, so no increase in flow. And Conservation is a little bit unusual, as you had indicated. 45 New Hoyden Road. Property lies within the AE flood zone, which is jurisdictional wetlands. A permit filing with Conservation will be required. RDA request for determination of applicability. The Conservation Department recommends that the ZBA proceed with their review of this project at their upcoming meeting prior to the hearing before Concom, which won't be until October 9. This project is pretty straightforward, and we don't anticipate any issues from the Concom with this project as currently presented. So we don't have any formal approval, just an indication that they probably will approve.
Well, now, we'll have to discuss that as a board. Any
We
other
will.
letters?
Yeah.
That's a rabbit hole, right? So,
Right.
any other letters from anyone else? Is that
Nothing else.
it?
I think that's it.
So board questions, right, and comments. I'm a little concerned about that. I just don't want to go down a rabbit hole that's going to start us going to that area. I'm open-minded to suggestions from the rest of the board. I'm not digging in.
I'm in agreement with you, Ron.
I am too.
I think we need to, yeah. And I have some other input on the document. I think the site plan.
Yes, sir.
I'm a little concerned about, so your lot coverage calculations. So we've got lot coverage calculations, lot area, existing building dwelling, existing shed, total square foot of structures. So we need structure coverage and we need lot area coverage.
Yes, sir.
I'm not seeing how that is. So
see it
total
on
square
there.
foot of structures, 20.4.
Depicted.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing, I guess I'm seeing total square foot of structures and proposed coverage. I don't see a bifurcation with the two. Do we have both of them here? I don't see it.
Yes, sir. On the left side of the.
So you've got lot coverage as per zoning, which is the lot minus any floodplain. Can't use floodplain in the calculation,
Okay.
all right? So I don't see any depiction of floodplain on this, other than it says that you're in the floodplain.
Correct. I
So
agree.
where is it?
Yeah,
I don't know if your
I don't
lot
have-
coverage is
I don't
correct.
have any delineation of that on
So
there.
how do you know what your lot coverage is?
I don't know. I had and I had the. It
And
is-
I'm not being,
No, it's
not-
understandable, it's understandable. It's my understanding that this area, the entire thing is a floodplain.
so that means, here's what it should say, lot coverage, 100% prior, 100% post.
In fact, I think the whole neighborhood is.
There you go, but it doesn't say that on here. See what I'm saying?
No, but we
Yeah, I do.
also need structure.
Yeah, well, it's got structure, but it's kind of convoluted. It should say structure, should say structure coverage prior or post, structure coverage after construction.
Yes, sir, proposed coverage,
So you've got
19.2, it's actually going to be
getting smaller.
reduced. It's getting smaller, actually.
Well, so the first one, so you're saying the total square foot of structures, that is existing?
Yes, sir.
So the 20.4 is existing?
Yes, sir.
And so the 19.2 is proposed?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm okay with that, but I do have a problem with remember, that's utilized by this board to understand what you're doing in reference to this house. What are you doing? Are you building, something that shouldn't be on this lot because it's huge? Has nothing to do per se with your zoning requirement, which is at that point, lot coverage, which would be, it's gotta say in this plan, if the whole lot is in flood zone, existing 100%, proposed 100%.
Understood.
Say that,
Understood.
right?
I can have an edit made.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see any existing plans.
Right.
All I see is proposed. So the question is this existing?
I'd leave that up to the applicant, but
I
the
mean,
way I see it, that's
that's a big
proposed.
addition.
That's proposed, right?
There's two additions and
If you
one
look,
that's
if you
coming
look on
down.
the upper left section, there's currently a deck.
Yeah.
In the back left corner of the house.
Right, that's coming out.
It was just being removed.
Right.
Correct.
But there's two proposed additions.
Correct.
Is
The,
anything there now?
yes,
Is it
there's,
just vacant land?
no, there's a deck, proposed addition on piers. It does say, it says EX deck at the top of it, but the 18 by 18 foot section on the back of the house, that's a deck right now. That's an existing deck. So the only new part of coverage that's actually on this plan is the 14 by 8 addition in the back right corner. That is essentially an extension of that current bedroom with a bathroom to go with it.
Yeah, I'd like to see proposed and plans and existing.
Yes,
Because I don't see that on there.
right.
So you're telling me, but
Yeah, we need
I need
to see that.
proof.
And what's the approved leaching pits? What's going on with that?
I didn't, truth is, I didn't overthink it. It's the existing,
They're like in Neverland.
proposed,
What are they there now?
getting rid of.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are you gonna do with the roof drainage? Are you gonna tie them into those pits?
Yeah, in fact, no. In fact, that's not what I would do at all. In fact, even from the last case, I realized that,
You've had a learning curve.
we always install them now.
Yeah.
It's been a standard for the last 3 or 4 years to install dry wells. But those weren't actually on my building plans that are in this application. It was also my, assumption and also hope that, we could work that out at time of,
No, it's gotta be worked out.
or no, I mean, under your order of conditions, but I mean,
Well, we don't do an order of conditions. What we do is a
Approve it,
decision,
not
and that
approve.
decision is gonna be based on a plan. And
Sure.
if that plan isn't correct, we're not gonna,
Sure.
we're not gonna
Can't get
reply
that
to a
far.
plan.
sure. So if you require a dry well,
Well, here's what we require. No water can leave this site in a 10-year storm. I'd like to see more like a 50-year storm, but minimum a 10-year
Sure.
storm cannot leave this site.
sure,
So when you add those two roofs, or whatever roofs you're adding, the water's gonna go into the ground.
sure.
And so right now, I've got approved leaching pits in the middle of nowhere, but I have nothing going to them or nothing showing. any connectivity to them.
Well, we have the septic tank that looks like it could be. See, underneath the proposed addition on
Yes.
Piers, it says approved septic tank.
Yeah, that's
and
correct. It
approved
could be the
leaching.
pits for that tank.
Probably.
So those tanks you're not tying into. I
Yeah.
can tell you
No,
that.
we're not.
But my point is this, you've got roof lines that are impervious.
Sure.
That you've got to take care of the water that's coming off those roof lines.
Yeah,
Somehow,
understood.
some way.
Understood.
And so this plan is deficient in dealing with that. Are you changing, I see nothing on this plan that shows a driveway.
We're not, well, there's
Not that you're changing it, I think it's important for you to show it.
Sure.
Need parking spots.
Yeah. I mean,
Can't park on the street.
you've got lot coverage issue, you've got a line that's, if you're saying that 100% of the lot is in, and it actually says that interior site is in flood zone AE 12, I get it.
So it's 100%.
Yeah, so it's gonna be lot coverage, 100%, pre and existing.
Sure.
Yep.
Existing and
coverage.
proposed.
And driveway
100%.
and dry wells.
Structure coverage,
Yes,
existing and proposed.
right.
Yeah, I can see how reading that, you know, I understand.
Convoluted.
I understand that point, and that can easily be clarified.
Yeah.
And typed out and written in a more
Sure.
concise way, so anybody, you know, because I could totally see that. I mean, I personally was, you know, made sense of it, but it's no problem.
Yeah, what we also want to see is existing and then proposed, two different ones.
Oh, you would require a site plan that is
Shows
just
existing
only as it is now.
and proposed. Exactly.
2 copies.
I don't know how many copies, but
Oh, no, I mean,
Existing,
two different,
proposed.
actual 2 different plans.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You understand where we're at with this? I just wanna make sure, so when you come back, because it's probably gonna be a month and a half, 2 months.
Oh, I totally
Back,
understand,
this
yeah.
board chooses to,
Sure.
whatever decision this board makes, I'm presuming it's gonna be to extend. And that being said, I'm trying to cover everything we can.
Oh,
So
sure.
that we can deal with it at the next meeting.
Oh, yeah,
Do you have anything, David?
Yeah, I got a ton of things.
Okay, well, then, you know what? Before I go to the audience, why don't we just say, David, what have you got?
I got, again, we got the same issue that, 17433. It's not, they need a finding for that, it's not,
Oh, yeah, you're
it's the same exact
Same
thing
exact
as
one
we
the
just
applicant,
had.
yes.
So it has to be refiled. I disagree, I looked at the flood maps, I disagree that this whole thing's in the flood zone. In fact, if I owned this property, I would want to take the house out of the flood zone and I'd request a LOMA. Because I think, you know, I don't think that this is in the flood zone, the house. There might be a small portion of the house in the flood zone, but I know just even by looking at the map, you could tell that this whole lot is not in the flood zone.
Okay.
that's good for
I
you.
was going on recollection of looking on the
So,
website at the flood
with
map,
that
so-
being said, the calculations for the lot coverage has to change, whether it's 100% or if, you know, it's gonna be down to like 13, the lot area is 13.1, and I believe it would be down to maybe 10,000 square feet after you deduct the lock zone, the flood zone. I presume that these are being built on piers only because of the septic issue.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, so it's really not for a flood zone thing. So we do have to refile again.
And by the way, he's got one of those footings you got, looks like it's sitting on top of the tank.
It should be 10 feet from the tank.
Yeah, but see the tank? See the
a
tank,
sonotube?
David?
Yeah, I do.
Looks like one of those footings on the corner of that deck is gonna be sitting on it. It's probably not an H-20 loaded tank.
Exactly.
Very close.
That's between David and you, not us.
The trouble is, that deck is already there, am I right? Yeah, the deck's already there.
Correct.
The existing deck.
Yeah, but you're gonna put a bigger load on it.
Oh, yeah, it would be rebuilt. Yeah, we
Listen,
would,
that's between you and the zoning,
We would
and the
have
building
to-
department, but I would be very concerned.
Well, it's the septic, how close to the septic is not,
No, but I'm saying the corner of
The
the deck
load
is actually.
on-
On the
tank.
septic.
yeah, you can't do that.
Right.
Yeah, so It's something you might want to look
cheaper
at. You're
just put a
depicting
new
with this
system.
plan right here that the corner of the deck, and you're showing footings on that
Even- yeah,
corner
yeah, you're
are
right.
on the tank.
It is, well, was also my presumption that would come down to some framing, engineered framing there.
That's why I'm saying, that's between you and him.
Sure, that was my assumption, that was not
But I'm
really.
just raising it to David, I mean,
Oh, sure.
that's a little funky setup.
Sure. And it can be somewhat arduous to tell exactly where it's sitting
Well, I mean, you can.
until we dig.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
you can go out there with a poker, right? They've got, I mean, I do them all the time, right? You can go out there and find that tank relatively easy.
Oh, yeah, I just mean, it's literally the exact edge of it
Yeah.
I'm talking about, yeah. But sure, yeah, that was.
You're actually showing two footings on top of that, tank. You're showing the proposed addition on piers, the 22.21, that corner's going there, and the 18-foot deck is going on there. So you're loading 2 piers on that. Something you might want to take, I mean,
When it was drawn, we had a mid-run going right across the middle of it. And then these, I mean, this is certainly engineered framing running out the sides of this.
I don't think it's our jurisdiction, I'm pointing it out to the
Sure.
zoning enforcement. When
Oh,
you get
yeah.
to him, and hopefully you'll get that far, I'm not saying that we're approving or disapproving, but if you were
Sure.
to get that far, I would presume he's gonna look at that pretty close and say whatever he's gonna say.
I'm very, very confident that we can frame that building and make that work.
Great.
Stamps,
All right, so you're gonna
engineered
have
plans and
to,
everything.
you're clearly gonna have to do a finding, and depending upon where you finally figure out where your flood zone line is, you may have to do a finding.
Sure.
It would seem to me, David's questioning it, and you were saying that you looked up the flood zone. You said that, right?
On the FEMA flood map on the
So
internet?
why wouldn't your land surveyor look up the flood zone?
That's a good question, and stand on me for this one, because like I said, even though 6 years removed, we went through this already, we knew the floodplain was there already. So it was sort of like and then my conversation with Drew, it was sort of, well, not casual. I mean, nothing about any of the processes here are casual, but he was like saying, I don't really see any problem here. Certainly, he would have looked at this and said, I would have thought.
Well, I'm just saying that your land surveyor, which has a stamp on this plan,
Yeah.
should be doing the work and putting on because here's the problem. Your land surveyor stamped a plan, and on that plan, it says the following: entire site lies in flood zone AE 12. Wrong.
Yeah, and the slab is 12.04. Like I said, I would be applying for a Loma if this was my property. but-
I'd go back to my land surveyor and say, buddy, could you do this to me instead of, it seems like maybe you've done it, and that's not the way to do it, because you're putting his stamp in jeopardy.
Yeah, it was,
Because he just certified by his stamp that this entire lot's in a flood zone, but it's not.
yeah, I'm interested to see where that delineation actually is, because that's what I noted,
We're more interested than you.
He does quote,
you know. I tend to, if he writes something on there like that, I tend to trust it.
he does quote a filing from 7/16/2014.
No, I do see that.
But I don't see it that way.
2014, yeah.
I think your
It's 11.
land surveyor needs to be,
That's 11 years ago.
yeah, I'd go back to land surveyor and just bring these issues up to him. So you're gonna need probably an engineer to design some drainage for this lot? He's gonna have to do some drainage calculations?
Sure. That's actually pretty easy.
Well, it's pretty easy in that, so we're gonna want we're gonna want an engineer stamp, because I'm not an engineer, I can check calculations, but I don't like doing that.
Right.
I mean, if I have to, I've done them, but my point is we need a land surveyor and now an engineer stamp, because we need to make certain that this drainage is designed properly for the proper storm, et cetera.
Correct.
Very well.
And tell him the following, that I like to see DEP, NOAA standards when he uses his calculations. Just tell him NOAA standards if he can do that.
Sure.
A lot of people have converted to NOAA that's come in front of this board, rightfully so, because it's the best way to do it, in my opinion, and in most engineers' opinion. So you're gonna need an engineer and a surveyor stamp.
That's pretty surprising because they're also civil engineers. They design septics, the whole
No,
bit.
well, they can be titled, they can be registered sanitarians and do septic plans. They don't have to be an engineer. I can get my registered sanitarian license, which is not an engineer license.
Sure.
And do Board of Health plans.
I just mean because of the things that are missing is like, well, like a drainage, you
Yeah.
know, a dry well. I mean, I should have brought that up though, but, I mean, these are all things that can, you know, certainly,
Do you have enough input from the board? I'm trying so that when you come back the next time that we have everything we need.
Yes, I do. In fact, that was gonna be my next question was, you were speaking of a refile. When do I need to do that by? To be back here for a November meeting, if that's still available.
No, it'd be December now.
Okay.
December 10th.
No, but I need to bring something up. We're saying a refile based on the theory that he's gonna need a written finding. He may not need a written finding because we don't know where the flood zone is.
We do, it's within,
Oh, okay, all right.
it's within, he has.
So
to-
it is, all right. So you're gonna need a written finding. I just didn't know if the flood zone
For the
was off
33 you're talking
off the plan.
I believe it hits a corner of the house.
Okay.
Which puts the whole house in.
So you're
the
gonna need
flood
written
zone,
finding.
But, puts the whole house in this flood zone, but I don't believe the whole lot is in the flood zone.
Which is gonna change all your lot coverage computations. So you've gotta set that line first.
Right.
So, I will need everything by November 7th for December 10th meeting.
Okay.
Would you like to request an extension till December 10th?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to get a motion for an extension till
I'll
December 10th.
make that motion.
Do I have a
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you.
You gotta sign something.
Now, he's so.
Knows what to do.
Yeah, he just got.
You gotta sign something with Mary Ann.
Sure.
Just to
Finalize and
Papers?
Just call.
Is that one over there?
Joe.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Variations of
Those two hit the jackpot. Yeah.
Tuspequin. It's funny how they're variations of the same issue going through the same thing. It's fine. We're trying to see if we get some kind of a standardized
Charlie?
plans to look
Right, so
on.
everyone has enough information on,
Yeah. Doesn't work.
on the correct information.
The problem is people aren't here enough. We have to know what we want.
Of course.
And some people don't want to hire anybody that doesn't know what they want.
Spin back and forth,
Yeah.
back and forth.
Okay, so, Charlie, would you like to read 9 Tuspequin Road into the record, please?
Next on the new hearings is 9 Tuspequin Road. Owners Mario and Gina Recupero request a written finding under 17417 of the zoning bylaws to construct a sunroom addition in place of an existing rear deck to a pre-existing non-conforming structure on property located in an R3 zoning district, map 72, parcel 8, Mashpee, Mass.
Sitting in this are 4 regular members and Charlie, right?
Okay?
Okay.
Good evening. How are you guys? Mike Canada here representing the Recuperos. This project is actually eerily similar to the last one, but much similar. Much simpler, excuse me. So we would be building a single sunroom addition on sonotubes on the back side of the house in the exact same footprint as an existing sun deck that is there. There's no proposed changes to the building envelope, there's no tree or vegetation removal, and no change in bedroom count. The structure is a pre-existing non-conforming sideline setback, and all the work proposed will not change its level of nonconformity, as no expansion of the building envelope is proposed. The only net result, basically for the lot coverage, would be actually a reduction from 16.5 down to 15.8 for shed structures in the house. In this case, we've planned for 2 dry wells to take care of 245 square foot of roof that would be on each side. We have 2 50-gallon NDS flow wells that would be on each side. It's shown on the engineering plan. And that is pretty much it. It's not, the property is not in a, it's in a minimal flood hazard area, zone X by FEMA. And that is pretty much the scope of work. There's no change in the envelope, in the building envelope that exists. So its level of nonconformity would not be increased.
All right. Charlie, do you have any, are there any letters?
We have Conservation and we have Board of Health. Excuse me. Conservation Commission required a notice of intent permit application for this proposal. The hearing is scheduled for September 18th, 2025. And Board of Health, no issues. House is in a Zone 2 and must remain 2-bedroom.
So the first letter's a little bit of a problem, right? Because you're not done with conservation.
Well, I went before them with an RDA application on Drew's recommendation, and the board decided they wanted an NOI.
Oh,
So,
boy.
yeah, even though it's quite simple.
So just to give you a heads up, this board historically does not act on applications. Although if Drew says, and we certainly took that into consideration, but it still didn't make it, move forward because it's an NOI. I mean, because it's an terminate an NDA, right? This one, you're looking at a full-blown NOI. So this is gonna be a problem.
Yeah, it's already been filed, and I'm scheduled for
Yeah.
next week, I think it is.
Historically, the board won't go forward with an NOI. Because what's gonna happen is this plan's probably gonna change. Maybe you'll have shrubs you gotta add, for compensation, for storage, whatever. I mean, what's gonna happen. It could be. So it's not a determination of applicability, NDA, right?
Right.
Determination of applicability, they've kicked it up to the next level, which is a notice of intent, which is a full-blown application.
So be in lots.
So, what's the board want to do with this?
I think we have to push it forward.
I do too.
Continue it.
Yeah, continue. I don't know how else we could do it.
I thought there was an understanding that it was filed. I talked to you about it, Marion, and I thought that was the way we were.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have come here if I had known that. I was
Yeah,
under
if it
the, I
was
was
an-
under the understanding that because the NOI was engaged and ready to be heard, that just the facts of the dates of these 2 meetings being crisscrossed was not going to be an issue.
Well, so at this point, what are your thoughts, Charlie? I'm gonna go around with the board here just to make sure that I'm hearing the right thing. So it's a full-blown notice of application.
I understand your predicament. I think you could take a
It's almost
chance.
just a date issue
No,
between
you
the
could take a,
meetings.
you could take a chance and try to schedule it for as short a time out as possible in the hope that everything will be resolved. But it's just a hope.
But you're not gonna act tonight.
No.
So, Jonathan,
I agree.
Billy,
Totally agree.
Sharon?
I guess so.
You gotta be a big girl now, make the decision.
Well, let me ask you a dumb question. I'm sorry?
I don't want to sit on this.
She's saying she could slip you in for October 8th.
Oh, October
Instead of
8th.
having to wait, other applicants have gone to November, December. She'll slip you in for October 8th.
Okay.
That way you could get your NOI done.
So there's not such a thing as you guys making a determination tonight pending or, pending the outcome. Let's just say I go through the NOI and conservation has no issues, which they shouldn't because we're
We've
not touching-
historically not been willing to do that. We do condition some.
Small stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You make a decision tonight pending that.
Yeah, we've never done that, in my opinion, not to my knowledge, have we done that in reference to a full-blown NOI.
No.
We've done it, we might possibly have done it in the past when you're looking at determination of applicability, and certainly Drew saying, it's gonna be negative, you're gonna be fine, no big deal.
Yeah.
That's one way, and, Drew sends us that letter, we've done that, I think, but when you're looking at NO, so he thought, it seems to me, Drew thought you could get a determination of applicability, which would have been negative.
He recommended that.
Didn't happen, the board now says NOI, so it seems to me the board's sitting there saying, this is bigger than Drew thought it was gonna be, and now we gotta be full-blown application. I don't think the board's gonna go any further, the board wouldn't go any further than that.
Totally agree.
I agree.
If it was the opposite, maybe, but this way, it's, But I think the fact that we can get you in October,
Yeah, I mean, that's great, that's wonderful. If I would not have come here tonight if I had known that, right? I wouldn't have wasted my time filing and wasted your time listening to me
it's okay.
babble. If I
our
knew
time's
that was
free.
gonna be a thing.
So are you requesting an extension till October what, Mary Ann? 8th.
October 8th.
Yeah. You're asking for an extension till then, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do I have,
Make that motion.
do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so, did we want to take at least a second maybe, just to make sure that everything in this plan, one thing I was gonna say to you, and I should have said this before we voted that way, make sure that you have, you got lot coverage by structure, you also want to put lot coverage under zoning. So there's two lot coverages. Lot coverage structure pre, lot coverage post, meaning existing, prior and existing. and
It's
post.
on here.
It's already on
So
here.
where's the other one?
They're right here.
Existing
He's
and
not,
proposed.
this is John's Pond, so he's not in the
wait a second.
velocity zone.
Lot coverage by structure. I
think you had
It's all by
everything.
structure. It's all by structure. Where's lot coverage?
There's proposed and existing
By
Lot
structure.
by
coverage is-
structures, houses, and sheds.
It's not by structure. It's lot coverage, your depiction has to say two things. Lot coverage by structure, existing, lot coverage by structure proposed.
It does.
Lot coverage, no, I'm not, lot coverage, existing, lot coverage proposed. It's gotta be four different standards.
Structure.
I'm not understanding you. I'm seeing what it says is what you said, unless I'm missing something.
All
I'm not.
right, so here's what it has to say.
Aren't they the same thing? No.
No?
Why?
Because by structure has nothing to do with the finding that a judge made us figure out with wetlands.
Correct.
But this is John's Pond. This is different.
This is,
We need to have the following. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
I agree.
Lot coverage by structure existing, lot coverage by structure proposed, next. Lot coverage existing, lot coverage proposed. That's what we need to have. They're not the same.
No. they're not.
Structure and lot coverage are two different. Lot coverage is by zoning. Lot coverage by structure is for this board to understand what you're doing with this structure, and if you're increasing it above a certain point, we're not in favor of it, in some cases.
Cape and Island will know what
Yeah.
he's talking about.
Yeah.
They will. They
I
will.
don't.
but
I
it
don't
will be
know.
the same numbers.
If there's no wetlands on the lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. But it still
Correct.
needs to be in the plan.
That's why we want to know.
Yeah, I get it, I get it.
Yeah, because that in itself says that there is no resource areas on the plan.
Okay.
So
But I have a question. If you're going to Drew,
Yep.
why are you going to Drew if there's no resource on the plan?
It's within his jurisdiction
his
because it's
150
within
foot
100.
jurisdiction.
I get it, but that makes me a little concerned because Drew could say, well, it clips the corner of the lot. Then the two aren't the same.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? If the resource area,
Not really, but I'll take it to the engineers,
the engineer will see.
if he'll understand.
Yeah.
So the third item that you're saying is lot coverage by wetland, is that what you're saying?
No. So again, what you want is 4 different criteria. The first one is lot coverage by structure.
Yep.
Existing.
It's right here.
Lot coverage by structure proposed.
It's here.
Next, lot coverage existing. Next, lot coverage proposed, not by structure.
So net, yeah.
That's a zoning definition issue, lot coverage. There is nothing in zoning that says anything about lot coverage by structure. It is for this board's use as to understand what you're doing in reference to structures on this lot.
Yep. Agreed.
Is there anything else that we see? You should probably put what you're gonna do with the drainage. You'd spoken that it's 50-gallon, whatever, you should probably put something on the plan, just say that.
Yeah, I have a cut sheet.
Yeah, that'd be
that I
fine.
submitted.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else.
So it's going from a deck to actually having roof.
Right. So, and you
That's
said you're
gonna
gonna put
affect
those
the
gutters
lot.
into the, yeah.
Yeah, it's shown on the engineering plan.
So, is this the engineering plan?
It's right, I don't know what you have, but I have it right here.
Well, you wanna make sure that that is shown on a plan that this board's gonna be voting on.
Well, I can't see from here if it is, but do you not see it?
Yeah, so this is, it doesn't.
This is a big version with my, that old guy, I can't see.
Come on up.
How true that is.
Right here in red.
Yeah, see, that's not on this. That's not on this plan.
Okay.
So I would have looked at this plan as a member of this board and say, you don't have any drainage in this plan.
So I'll make new
So
copies.
you wanna make sure that gets on here. I'm just trying to cover this stuff, so the next time you come, you're not coming a third time. That's all that I see. All right, so we had our motions, so we're all set, right?
Yeah.
We do.
Mike, you need to sign.
Yeah.
You all set?
Yep. Yeah, how come we didn't get a copy of that?
My concern is, if we would have voted on this, it would have been a problem for you.
There should be enough copies for everybody of the
Well,
original.
because that plan isn't this plan. No. It's a different plan.
That's part of the problem.
If I don't
Have a good
see you,
night.
have fun on Saturday.
What'd you say?
Okay.
I told him to have fun on Saturday.
What's on Saturday?
Here you go, Johnny.
His kid's getting married.
Oh. Don't we know everything here? Oh, we're killing a lot of trees tonight, aren't we?
We are.
Well, I think that sets a record.
Yeah, Wilson's Grove is going to be continued. That's the next one.
That's why I didn't want to say.
Yeah, so that's 5 continueds in a row.
Right.
Never had that.
A lot of work, but
21
we're not
years.
getting anywhere. You notice that?
I think we're walking uphill and, Sisyphus, isn't
No, we
he?
go like this.
Yeah, who's the guy that walks up the hill and falls back down again?
Get your card out there. Stop passing it around.
You're right.
All right, we gonna get through this, Chris?
We should. I have one to continue, but the last one, it should be able to get through this board, I hope.
Is it still September 10th?
No, 11th.
I've filed the ZBA application in Chatham.
9/11.
And they meet every week, basically, and they have like 7 hearings every week.
7 every week.
I could continue, I couldn't, I just filed it today, I couldn't get heard until November 6th, and she said I was one of 7 hearings already scheduled in Chatham. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, they start at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
Are they getting paid for this?
I don't know, it's unbelievable. I was stunned. They have 2 40B projects that are going on, I think, creating some of this, but I guess they have a lot of stuff going on in Chatham.
All right. So, Holly, would you like to read? No, actually, Mike, this is going to be probably a continuation, so why don't you read
There's a
28
letter.
Wilson Grove into the record.
There's a letter, yeah.
So, Mike, why don't you read it to the record?
28 Wilson Grove. Owners Hayworth C. Neild II and Kathleen A. Neild, trustees of the Neild Family Trust, request a special permit under 174-17.1 and 174-33 of the zoning bylaws to raise and replace an existing single-family residential structure with a new single-family structure on property located in the R3 and Papaneset overlay zoning districts, map 118, parcel 80, Mashpee, Mass.
So Charlie, I think there's a letter that can be read.
There is a letter from Attorney Christopher Corain dated September 5, 2025. Dear Chairman Bonvy, as you know, we represent the owners of the property. It is hereby requested that the hearing scheduled for Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, be continued until Wednesday, November 12th, 2025, as the Neil's hearing before the Conservation Commission was continued. Thank you for your attention.
So Counsel, you're asking for an extension till
I
November
am,
12th?
yep, they went to conservation at their last hearing and still going on, so they're not getting heard until the 9th of October, so
So you're November 12th.
that's what I've asked for.
Okay. Like to get a motion or extension?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Thank you. Gonna be a
Mary
busy,
Ann has
Long
something for
time to
you.
hang around, Chris, for that.
I know, I must have done something not nice to Mary Ann that she put me at the end.
You better watch it.
I know,
Have a good
right?
evening, Chris.
I still got one more to do, so.
Oh, okay.
You're doing the last one, too.
I got the last one too, so I gotta find out what I did to Mary Ann.
Should have passed out your card to the previous 5 people.
Boy, I'll tell you, huh?
No. They wanna,
My concern is you can only give them so much direction, right? And they can come back and it may not be right again.
The laws have tightened up. Things are not like they used to be. Nope.
and it's funny about that, the Hoyden one, because while I was sitting there, I went on the GIS, and if you look at the GIS overlay on Mashpee GIS, David's right, it's not, it's like only partially in the flood zone.
There's a surveyor stamp on that.
Yeah, so I don't know where they, but, not my project.
But the gentleman's sitting there saying, well, when I when I looked at the flood zone line, and what are you looking at the surveyor's supposed to look at the flood zone line.
I looked at it.
Yeah, if you look at the Mashpee GIS overlay,
Wow, we don't need to get into it. I don't want to go too far.
so anyways, not my project.
How do you say that name? Brandy?
Brandy Wine, I think. I just call her Brandy. I think her full name is, yeah, Brandy. There you go.
Brandine?
Brandy Wine, Brandine, yeah.
Brandine.
Brandine, yeah, Brandine.
Brandine?
You're having Mike sign some of these documents. I'm not so sure if he should have been.
What?
Never mind, sorry. It's okay. All right, so, Mike, would you like to read 9 Starboard Lane into the record, please?
Sure. 9 Starboard Lane, owner Brandine Dean requests a special permit under 174-17-1 of the zoning bylaws to raise and replace an existing single-family residential structure with a new single-family residential structure on property located in the R3 and Papaneset overlay zoning districts, map 118, parcel 22, Mashpee, Mass.
Counselor.
Good evening again, Mr. Chair, members of the board, Attorney Christopher Corain, representing Brandy Dean, owner of 9 Starboard Lane. This is a raise and replace application for a special permit under 174-17.1. As I'm happy to report, there is no impact of flood zone on this lot, so we're not dealing with more than one lot coverage or coverage by structures. No wetlands, no conservation, no flood zone. So it's just a standard lot. As the board knows, in the Pompanesett Overlay District, we have a minimum lot area requirement of 6,000 square feet. This lot has 7,000 square feet, so it's in compliance.
Gonna have to share.
There's a minimum required frontage of 60 feet. This lot has 70 feet of frontage, so it complies with your minimum frontage. You have a 25 front yard setback in the Pompanesett Overlay District, 15 side and rear setbacks, 25% lot coverage max. We have 3 nonconformities on this lot for the structure. One is the front yard setback. It is currently 24.6 feet from the road, where 25 is required. The second nonconformity is the southeast side yard, which is 10.4 feet, where 15 feet is required. The last nonconformity is the northwest side yard, which is 14.7 feet, where 15 is required. The existing lot coverage, again, no impact of wetlands or flood zone, is 18.58%, which is within the 25% max allowed. So again, what is being proposed is a knockdown and rebuild. The proposed lot coverage is going to be 24.8%, which again is under the 25% maximum allowed. The northwest side yard nonconformity will be eliminated, so we're going to change that from 14.7 to 15.3. That will become a conforming condition. We are slightly improving the southeast yard setback, going from 10.4 to 10.7, but it is an improvement. There's no change to the front yard setback. It's 24.6. It will continue to be 24.6. The new home obviously will be building code compliant. There will be a new IA system installed as part of this project. There are shown on this plan 200-gallon dry wells, H20, because it's in the driveway areas, I believe. So they will contain runoff.
When you're done, can I take a look at this?
There are no new nonconformities being created. And again, as always, when I provide my written narrative, I provide pictures of the house and the surrounding neighborhood. I feel that, the proposal is certainly consistent with other structures in the neighborhood. So again, under 174-17.1, the board needs to find 3 things. One is that there are no new nonconformities being created, and there are none. 2, that there is sufficient parking. In a residential zone, you're required to have 2 parking spaces for vehicles. We have that on the lot. And that the project is not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than what exists. And again, I would suggest that this project is consistent with the development. We are eliminating one nonconformity. We're improving another nonconformity. We're going to be building code compliant. We're getting an IA system. We have dry wells. We're not creating any new nonconformities. We're not intensifying any of the existing ones. So I think overall, this is a project that can certainly is in the realm of, not the right word, but certainly consistent with other projects that have been approved by this board in the Pompanesett Overlay District. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions the board may have.
So it's going from how many bedrooms to how many?
As I understand it, it's actually being reduced from 5. I think the field card shows 5, and it's a 4-bedroom, so I think it's actually going down.
Do we have a letter from Board of Health?
But I would have
Yep.
confirmed that with
They
Board of
may
Health.
state that in the Board of Health letter.
It does. Board of Health, no increase in flow. House plans show 4 bedrooms. New IA septic plans designed for 4 bedrooms.
There you go. Is there any other letters?
Only from Conservation, and the property is not within wetlands jurisdiction. That's it.
All right, Jonathan, sorry.
That's all I really had.
Good improvement.
So it seems as though everybody's going with a sledgehammer system.
Yeah, it's not my area of expertise, but
Well, and it's certainly not part of ours either, so I'm just seeing that more often now.
I think all these things are ever-changing, and I
Yeah.
think they have 2 new types of systems that are in the, I don't know what they call, like the probationary phase.
Yeah, they're doing them over in the base.
Yeah,
It used to be you need 10,000 square
I
feet.
don't think they can use those now.
This is pre-existing.
David, you have anything?
I just, I just want to point out this, this was done by a seasoned veteran, who knows their business. They aren't increasing any nonconformities. They're keeping them exactly where they are. There's you're 24.6 feet that's less than 6 inches from the, to be conforming, but they left it there. And the other things that they made the side towards the house, but they got cantilevers, so it actually brings it closer to the lot line, but it's all allowable. I just wanted to point that out and say, and the last thing I wanted to point out is that we're pretty much at max
Yes,
lot coverage, so I don't want to see a shed coming my way.
absolutely.
That's about it, but it's well thought out and well designed.
Where's the actual lot coverage specs?
So it's, Tom Bunker puts it in his notes, it's in the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, I see, yeah.
0.58, 24.8.
there.
But again, Pompanesett Overlay District is 25%, so.
So again, and you can do it later, and I can sign off, I guess, if the board's okay with it. Should say, lot coverage by structures and lot coverage, period.
It probably should just say lot coverage, period, because there's no wetlands.
Right,
So
well,
we're not-
that would itself would say that there's no wetlands, I get
Correct,
it, but
right.
it's certainly gotta say, minimally, what it's saying here isn't the minimal, because that's not by zoning.
No, it is by zoning, because it's not,
There's nothing in the zoning that says they have to have lot coverage by structure.
well, no, but I think the
And
way
we
these
can
engineers.
fix this by signing off the plan probably. My point is, if it just said,
Lot
lot coverage, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
then I would say, all right, there's no wetlands, I'm okay.
Yeah,
But it's saying lot coverage by structure, it shouldn't say structure.
Sure. And I'll make sure that we catch those things, because I
Yeah.
think, you see a lot of these engineers, that's the way they call lot coverage, they do
Board
it by
understand that?
structures.
If
but-
it just said lot coverage would be fine.
I don't have an issue.
No,
but
I don't
do.
either.
Yeah, no, but I understand, I'll make sure that we clean that up.
So David, you said you didn't want to see a shed. There's an existing shed of 8 by 8 in the corner, and it's going to 6 by 8 on the new plan.
They're making it smaller?
Yeah, but
And when it goes to 6
gonna
by
be a
8, it
shed.
shows 5 feet off the lot line.
The point is, I don't want to see any more structures coming my way, because they're
Okay.
gonna go over 20, they're gonna go overboard.
Yeah, anything less than 120 square feet could be 5 feet off the property line.
I
Right.
agree.
Right. So that's why they're showing it. But, right, no,
Well,
but
I
Dave's
said
point's
that
well.
because of what Dave said.
Right, and his point's well taken, there's nothing else that's gonna be.
He wants to make sure there's no
No more
additional-
decks or anything like that.
This is it.
Yeah, you certainly maxed out the plan.
Yes.
There you go.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, 24.8, without a doubt. But that's
under-
okay, that's why they make rules and regulations.
Yep.
Totally get it.
Why they have rulers, too.
Have what?
Rulers.
All right, so let me go through my checklist here, board questions. Board have any other questions?
Nope.
Letters, we've read it, everything into the record, right?
Yep.
David, what do you have anything else? I'm good. Okay. Audience? No one. We've worn them out.
They all left?
Board questions one more time? Motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Have a
Second.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion in reference to the application, please.
Okay, motion relative to 9 Starboard Lane. Owner, Brandine Dean requests a special permit under 174-17.1 of the zoning bylaws to raise and replace an existing single-family residential structure with a new single-family residential structure on property located in the R3 and Papaneset overlay zoning districts, map 118, parcel 22, Mashpee, Mass, with the following conditions. Number 1, motion. The board has determined that the applicant meets all the conditions of a special permit under Mass General Laws 40A, Section 9. Number 2, plot plan, 9 Starboard Lane, prepared for Brandine Dean, scale 1 inch equals 20 feet, date July 9th, 2025. Revisions list nonconformities, show more dimension, revised July 23, 2025. Number 3, design plans, 9 Starboard Lane, date July 9th, 2025. A-1, lower level plan, A-2, first floor plan A-3, second floor plan A-4, elevations A-5, elevations prepared by Architect Associates. Number 4, conditioned on all town department comments read into the record, including but not limited to the Board of Health and Conservation Department comments. Number 5, Any changes to the plans will require the applicant to return to this board. Number 6, condition that the applicant seek and obtain the building department review in reference to the tree bylaw, Chapter 175 of the town bylaws, prior to the application of a building permit. And number 7, the board finds under 174-17.1 and 174-33 that the proposed project as submitted is not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing conditions prior to removal of the existing structure, and that there is adequate land area on the subject lot to provide sufficient parking, and there are no new nonconformities being.
Sorry to interrupt, but just a point of clarification. There's no relief needed for 174-33. We're not near a wetland.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, gotcha.
So are you striking that?
Strike that?
Yeah, strike the 174-33.
All right, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
See you next month.
So after we sign this, I do have a couple additional topics, which I'll go very quickly through.
And I'll make sure I send Mary in that.
Yeah, I'd like to read it.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Very few people probably know about it,
Oh, I'm sure that's the case.
but they're gonna know about it.
Just came out, it only came out within the last week.
Wow.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
Trash.
My dog's like trash? Trash.
While we're signing, I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of August 13th, 2025.
What am I doing?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. There you go.
Oh, he's got more. You need to get a stamp.
I know, but I'm okay with that. I would love to do that.
I thought you had already left.
All right, so a couple things quickly here. So I got a call from Mary Ann saying that Mr. Pesci is considering retirement.
Yep.
He's gonna finish up what he's started.
Call it a day. So about a year ago, I'd reached out, I remember we had a conversation, I reached out to some other peer review people, and you saw this proposal.
I did.
I do not know these people, I've never used these people, I think that's important, they're not like my engineers, they're not. I have several engineers that I use. 2 of them recommended these people that they've had peer review done with, and they felt that they did a good job, fairly priced, and got it done quickly, and protected the town.
Yep.
And I think that's it, right? So that's what it's all about.
Where are they located?
So they're in
Plymouth.
Plymouth, yeah, regional offices in Plymouth.
Close
And they
enough.
have a corporate offices in Southborough, but Plymouth, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did any other towns, do any other towns around the Cape, around us?
I saw
use that?
Falmouth and
Yeah.
Nantucket.
Yeah, and they do like 30 different towns, peer review wise.
Oh, nice.
So,
Yeah, we just need to meet them, just.
yeah, I think we should get them in, have a conversation. I didn't, I haven't even spoke to them recently, but I did speak to them back then, and they were like psyched about wanting to do it, and they're like, yeah, great, and we do it a lot, and we feel that we know what we're doing when we're in reference to it.
So this is our decision, not the town's?
This is our decision. Planning board's using their own. I already went to Charlie Rouse, if he'd be willing to come back. He says, you know what, I'm just retired.
Not so much.
So that didn't work. So it's our decision in my opinion.
Why don't we bring them in?
Let's bring him in.
I will
Let's
call him,
talk
bring him
to
in, and away we go. I will do that. Second issue, solar. I said to the solar industry when they're in here that I felt their bond was low. They did their research and they agreed that the bond was low. Then I did more research and I researched solar, wind, and nuclear for decommissioning. And all 3 of those entities utilize a 5-year review period. Every 5 years, they review their decommissioning plan to make sure that it is still pertinent and relevant in reference to dollars and cents.
Ah,
So I went back to them when they sent me an email saying, you're right, we're a little low, we'll go up, I get it. And then I went back and says, and you're also gonna look at a 5-year review period. They're coming in October, I'll just put it on the table when they come in, if they agree or don't agree, and the board makes a decision.
Good.
Who controls to make sure they come back every 5 years?
So that would be in their permit, and so they'd have to come back in 5 years and give a proposal to this board saying, we looked at it, and all this work can be done or can't be done for that number.
Who rings the bell and says, time to come back?
Won't be probably me.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get it, but it's like all these drainage things that we're approving, there's a procedure, there's a big hole in our community, right? I started years ago tracking all the drainage stuff we were approving, rain gardens and everything that need maintenance. Well, look at all the maintenance plans we've approved, that, you know, for drainage, that they have these O&M plans, operating manuals. They're out after every, like, 2-inch storm, they're supposed to give a presentation or a proposal back to this board saying what their inspection showed.
I've never seen anybody.
one.
Never seen one. Nope.
But at least we have something that if someone gets flooded in the neighborhood of an O&M plan that we've approved, we can go back to them saying, you didn't follow the procedure, you gotta straighten this issue out. But to answer your question, no one. You could have a full-time employee probably overseeing this stuff in our community.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I get it. So again, to answer your question, I just say we say it, we put it in the permit, and we'll see what happens.
Well, couldn't it be as simple as putting it on a calendar where it pops up and automatically sends? So it's done electronically by the town?
Mary Ann?
No, I mean,
David? No?
no,
I don't know.
5 years.
I'm not sure it needs any personal involvement. If it's done correctly,
Yeah, I don't know who
somebody
would put that
down-
into what computer. Yeah,
Well, you can do
you
that with
understand where I'm going here?
invoices.
yeah, no, I do. Listen,
You can do it with
there's almost
invoices.
no reason to put it in the permit if in fact no one's gonna oversee it. But there's so many other things that we've done in our lives on this board that we're not overseeing, that we just don't have the time to oversee.
No.
All these O&M manuals, I mean, every single drainage thing that comes in here from like, all these industrial zones have O&Ms. And in those O&Ms, it says, all the criteria, and I gotta tell you, we've been through that criteria, almost 3 or 4 storms this year we've already had that fit the criteria that they're supposed to give us reports back. Haven't seen a one. They're supposed to go and do an inspection.
So we need to make sure that there's an adequate period of time for the engineer to come back and to check what we need to have checked, whatever that point is. So therefore, we need some kind of report from them on a periodic basis.
So maybe we say, we expect to report back to this board every 5 years,
Right.
clearly stating whether that it's within, dollars and cents or not.
And that,
If it doesn't happen, what's the penalty?
They're fired.
yeah,
Loss of the
Get your
permit?
solar panels off the site.
Loss of the permit? I'm just trying to
Yeah,
put
no, I get it.
checks and balances in.
And I also learned that some solar panels are very expensive. Silicone solar panels are very expensive to decommission. I don't know what kind of solar panels they're even using. So I don't know where to take, I could take this, somewhere you gotta just, back up and say, listen,
Ed Petchy reviewed information from, was it Weston and Sampson Engineers, right?
correct.
So whoever the engineering company is that does the review of this whole process, whatever report they prepare should go to the Ed Petchy, who was the Ed Petchy that we use then, right? Who can then
That would
tell
make
us.
sense.
Yeah.
So I think,
But I don't know how we can make sure that happens, and if, like
Yeah.
Jonathan says, if they don't make it happen, or if they make it happen and they're short funds, and they've gotta put more money in the till, and they don't,
yeah,
what
What's
do
the
we do?
penalty?
Exactly. I don't know what the penalty is.
we have
There is no
Take your
penalty.
solar panels and take them
Yeah.
home?
we have
I don't know.
we have no money hold over them.
Well, we have a bond, but you're gonna pull a bond, that's for decommissioning, and then you're just shooting yourself in the foot, because now you don't
Right.
have the money to decommission.
Right.
It's, I've said when I originally got on this board, and I started tracking with my computer O&Ms, and I got a list of like 20 of them, and I have not seen anything come to this board in those 20. And there's been 20 or 30 more since then.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's many that went to the planning board. I would presume, at least.
Yep.
And there's nobody out there.
Zero checks and balances.
Yeah. And there's no bag at the end that somebody's holding other than us. And that's the problem.
You know, we get these great O&Ms, you know, after a 2-inch storm, they're gonna do this, they're gonna go out and inspect it and make sure there's no silt in it and all this stuff, but it never happens.
We have a contract and we have a bond. If we use the bond, we shoot ourselves in the foot because.
We don't have a decommissioning dollar.
Right.
So,
I don't know, we have to think about that.
well, it's coming up in October, I'm just giving you a heads up.
Okay.
I'll bring Beals and Thomas in.
Okay, that do it?
That's it.
Jonathan, you want to make a motion?
Be my guest.
Make your motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn tonight's meeting.
I'll second.
I'll third it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.